Hi, I'm Timothy George. I'm the founder and CEO of Elo, and I'm here to firm up your life.
I've always been a connector of people. Now it's time to help you connect to your best self. I'm teaming up with some of Atlanta's most talented entrepreneurs to help you firm up your life in 21 days. Supercharge your faith, sharpen your focus, and save your finances. Get ready to be empowered with Timothy George. Timothy is the founder and CEO of FUYL, a handmade artisanal vegan lip care brand that Centric TV has named a company transforming the lip care industry. Now, I'm Byron Jamal, and we're here to firm up your life in 21 days. Let's pick up from day 3. Tim, it's great to see you again, man.
Yes, it is.
Look, I know you have been working so hard traveling all over the country with your lip care line. Tell me a little bit more about it.
So I'm the owner of Elo. It's an artisanal lip care company. It's completely vegan. It's made by hand. Almost like bespoke kind of way. So we just like take shea, jojoba, and like fresh fruits and flowers and muddle them, and it's pretty amazing actually.
So how did you get started with that?
Well, I've always had big lips, and they've always been chapped, and that's not okay. So I used to wear a lot of chapstick, different like other lip balms, and they would only moisturize for so long, and then after about an hour, you're like, as if you've never worn it. And like, that's not okay. So I just started to research what was in it, and it was like this unveiling to me. And a lot of people don't know that the lip balm industry is just as dark as the food industry.
Really?
You know, it's all about, well, the things they put in, like what's on the front is the lie. What's on the back, where no one reads, is the truth. And also ingredients are in order from what's in it the most to the least. So in your lip balm, then it says like salicylic acid. This is 75% of your lip balm. So it's drying up your lips on purpose. And that's their business model. That's why you can get it for $3.
You're buying more.
Yeah, you're going to actually into spending a lot on it. So.
Wow. So you decided to come up with a concept that would last longer?
Yeah, so it lasts about 4 to 5 hours on the lips, and then the tube in itself, even though it's the same ounces, it lasts about 4 to 5 months rather than 3 weeks.
So that's the product. How did you end up getting into it?
It was just a need. It really was a need, and it was kind of accidental. I was a server at like this pizza place, and I was making my own lip balm. And I've heard people give me like compliments on lips before, but it was more of it seemed like a sexual kind of thing, and then it changed to like women. Like, oh, your lips look so radiant. What do you use? That's a different kind of compliment. Like, you're radiant.
Yes, that
you
is.
know what I mean? Like, okay.
I haven't had that compliment yet.
Okay, so I'm like, oh, it's this lip balm that I make. Never thinking much of it.
Yes. And
it's like, oh, can you make me some? I was like, sure, and why not? And that's kind of how it started. And then it was like, now I have all these lip balms out, and nothing to really bring them back, and I wasn't making any money off it. I was like, how can I change that? And that was 2 years ago, that thought, and now here we go.
So I know you say you were working at a pizza place and you started evolving the business and growing it. So obviously starting up is always hard for any entrepreneur. How did you finance, and how do you now finance what you're doing?
So the model that I used, that was almost like I didn't know what else to do. I just went out into like, so I'll just go back a little bit. I went to the Brownstone tour of Harlem, and I volunteered because I couldn't afford to pay the $300 they wanted. And there, I met the woman who owned the home, and it turns out that she was actually the founder of Harlem Week 40 years prior. So she invited me out. She's like, oh, come, bring your lip balms. I've been talking it up. Didn't exactly have a lot of it really, but I made it seem like I did. And she's like, oh, come sell it. And I was like, hell. I was like, so if I'm out selling, I was thinking online, how can I bring this to people who want to try it? So that's when I brought the mason jars, and I was like, oh, it's a sampling kind of thing. I thought it was this whole huge experience, I want you to experience your lip balm, not just apply it, and that model has pretty much like transformed my entire industry.
So you had to be innovative in that moment of pressure and crisis when you're trying to step into something even bigger.
Real quiet.
So, what would you, if you had any entrepreneur that you wanted to talk to or that came to you for advice, what would you tell them is the number one thing from your perspective that they need to know to get started?
I feel like they just have to start. You really do. I feel like some people, I have this issue, you just plan and plan and plan, but then you actually never really do. And you just really have to, that's what you really learn. It's never going to, if you saw the first LO table compared to now, it's a whole different thing.
Presentation.
A whole different presentation.
Different,
So you just really have to get out there and then you get to see what works. Because your customers will tell you, you know? And then also, you really have to find who is your customer. Because that's a huge difference. Because like when I was first starting out, people were like, oh, your lip balms are too expensive. Or something of that nature. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, you're just not my right customer. You know, once I switched gears, who I was speaking to, now, oh, we're in affordable luxury. See, and it changes the way people view you. So you just have to get out there, I feel, and, you know, have fun with it. You know, this is
Understood. Well, you definitely have my support and appreciate all you're doing for our community.
I get all your lip balm.
And you'll get plenty more, I hope, after all this. I hope you get plenty more after this.
Yes.
So thank you again.
Thank you so much.
All
It's
right.
my pleasure.
You too. For more information on how to firm up your life, visit theredbookmg.com.